I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
DM Watts.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it.
Okay, all right, okay, cool. What's going on, everybody? I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
And we are DM Watts. I was waiting on her to finish her drink before we started.
No,
That's what it was.
I always take a sip before you do it.
Yeah, and I
Look
do
back.
too.
Are you not watching our episodes?
No, please.
DM Watts
I'm
podcast.
YouTube.
YouTube.
I'm experiencing our episodes. That's
You know, maybe you are.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
experiencing
not.
them. Yeah,
I don't know what we said till I played it back, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I
and
said
then we go.
that.
Yeah, and then we go through the edit process. Like, yep.
But we don't edit anything out. We just
No,
we
yeah.
just take out the
Guys,
nonsense in the
yeah.
beginning, and then
Yeah.
take out the nonsense at the end.
It's true when we say unedited, guys. It's
Yeah.
truly it's like the only things that we have edited is when we've done our specials, and that's like when we're doing
that's
little things.
different.
Yeah, that's different.
And it's little things,
Yeah.
or we add like a link or something
Mhm.
like that. But
Yeah.
if anybody listened to Bosses,
There was no
they'll know
there was no edits
there was no edits
or
to Misty.
apologies or script.
Oh no, I'm not sorry.
Or scripts.
No,
we
I'm
went.
not sorry.
We go in, and this is not me saying you should be. So hey. But anyway, we're getting started. You guys know what it is. DMWatchPodcast.com.
DMWatchPodcast.com. Hey.
The DMWatchPodcast.com. We got no apologies, those scripts, no editing going on here, except the ones that needs to be done, the editing. But yeah, as usual, y'all know where to find us at. Make sure you guys go over to DMWatchPodcast.com.
.com.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and find all those streaming services. We are Dozers, AMCers, and we're
are.
still part of that Sheba Army.
Sheba.
And before we get started, we're going to take a good this time to go ahead and get a good plug for the wife. You guys make sure you vote Misty. We're going to go ahead and flash that link at the bottom here
Right
to
here
make
at the
right
bottom.
across either
Right
the bottom,
there.
the top. We haven't decided yet.
Right here.
One of these places, wherever it's at, it's going to be there. Make sure you guys flash that link. Go ahead and vote for her for
Yes.
Fabulous Over 40. And it will be out there, and she is going to win it. She is
That's what
going to
you
win it.
keep telling me.
She is going to win it. She knows she's going to win it.
I have, yeah.
At least I got faith. I told her we
I
gonna
have
win.
faith too, but
I'm just saying.
anyways.
Yeah, so we gonna get there. Well, it's about that time, baby. It's your
No.
turn. Unless
So
you got something else.
you're just gonna go right into it. Like
Mm-mm,
we're gonna
mm-mm.
talk about the fact that sorry we weren't on yesterday.
Oh yeah, we
because
weren't
of
on yesterday.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had a few technical difficulties.
You know, things want to update the minute we need to do stuff, and then it
Yeah.
takes 4 hours to update.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, well, I'm going to bed.
Yep. So we'll catch them. But we did say, hey, we're gonna do an extra one for Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do an extra one for Friday because
We're
we
gonna do an
typically
extra
Monday
one
through
on Friday.
Thursday. But hey, as we said, you know, we stick to it. So that's what it is. We'll do
We
an extra one
do.
Friday, and that's what we'll do. So we'll get there.
And,
Now,
and hopefully it gave everybody a chance to catch up.
truth. Give y'all a chance to catch up on all the other ones. I mean,
And we're in new countries now.
that's right. We are now in what is it? Brazil.
Yes.
We got Brazil.
We got Panama.
We got Panama, and like we've just found out that we know how many are in Brazil. That was it, 18.
We
It
got
was-
China.
We got China. We got Panama. We got Brazil. So hey guys, thanks for tuning in. And all those other new countries, we appreciate you. So then you guys must know what time it is right now. Did I miss anything else?
No. you're
Okay.
good.
Okay, so time for the fishbowl. It is Missy's turn for the fishbowl, and she's already pulled it out.
I
What-
did. I just went in and grabbed.
Okay, what do we got?
The fishbowl topic of today is what were you like as a child?
What was I like as a child? Hmm.
I'm gonna guess exactly like you are now, just a little bit more experienced.
I guess depends on what we're referencing.
I'm talking about like because you have told me.
Okay, Mom, close your ears. Whatever she
No,
got to say.
no,
I'm just
no.
kidding. No,
that
what
you
did I
were a
tell you?
talker.
Oh God, and I'm sure that it's hard to know based off this podcast because I don't talk much on the podcast.
You don't. I have
You
to pull
know-
it
you
out
know
of
what
you.
I'm saying?
It's literally pulling teeth.
I don't talk
and
too
I
much.
have to bribe him with ice cream
Mhm.
before he
It's-
comes
I
on.
don't talk
and
too
I'm
much on the
like,
podcast. And when you edit this to put on our Facebook, this better not be the one that comes out.
Oh, it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
I feel like this be the one that comes
Or
out.
our TikTok because
Yeah, or our
figured it
TikTok,
out.
yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, I mean, no, seriously, yeah, I can't help it. You know, I've always been a talker. I
What was it
always
your uncle
have.
used to say?
He used to say you could talk a homeless man out of his shoes, is what he said. I said, what? I didn't know if I should take that as a compliment or
You could.
What? He was like, dude, you could talk a homeless man out of his shoes. I was like 15 years old.
I love
And they were my uncles came to visit us in Illinois. And I remember that they were leaving and like they left on my birthday.
Okay.
And like came up for the 4th of July. You know, my birthday is the 5th. They left on my birthday. And I was mad at my uncles because nobody had said happy birthday, which told me that y'all didn't know it was my birthday. So I literally made up an elaborate story about how they should be ashamed of themselves. You know, what if something would have happened to me on their way out? And then this be the last time he said to me, and you'd be like, oh, and it was his birthday, and we didn't even say his birthday, and you don't want to say happy birthday to me while you lowering me 6 feet, and this y'all should be ashamed of yourself. So I'm telling you, the last, if you want to remember me, it should be like, hey, at least we gave him money and made him happy that day. So they all went in their wallets and gave me.
I bet they did.
They all went in their wallets, and they were sitting there shaking their head like, you know what? Because they all called me Scooter. Even to this day, they call me Scooter. It was like, Scooter, you know what? You can talk a homeless man out of his damn shoes. I said, what? It's like, bro, I'm telling you, that's gotta be a damn talent. You know, I think I was just turning 15 at that time. I was turning 15 or 16, one of them. But yeah, and so I've always been a talker. Like literally, I can remember I was with this is why I knew that, yeah, I'm a talker, but it's not always a good thing. Not always a good thing. I was riding with my friend. I'm gonna tag him in here. Kaya, you remember this one. I was riding with him and his mother. And I can remember I was talking in the back and it was like, she was like, okay, Davey, be quiet. I was like, all right, I'll be quiet. She was like, no, be quiet. I said, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. And basically what I didn't realize at the time, that was me trying to have the last word. I didn't realize. And so when she said, be quiet, I was like, okay.
Right.
Thinking that, yeah, like, hey, I get it. But she wanted to say, be quiet. And then I stopped. You know what I mean? Not, you know what I mean? I'm like, but in my opinion, I'm like, this acknowledging that I hear you saying, be quiet. I'm like, okay.
Okay. So that one actually is hard for me.
It is a tough one. Because
if we're arguing.
But that's the thing. I wasn't arguing with her. This wasn't a thing. She was just saying.
No, I know. But yeah, I take the stance you did. Okay. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She thought I was trying to be a smart ass.
Cut off
right. She thought I was trying to be a smart ass.
And I would have been like,
and was like, she was like, no, be great. And so like my homeboy's in the passenger seat. Mind you, I'm behind him and he's in the passenger seat. I'm behind him in the back. He leans over that little crack in between the window and the passenger seat. And he's whispering to me, shut up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. And I don't, I'm like, what are you like? I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is, all right, I truly do not understand this. This to me, I was like,
I understand.
I am literally saying, okay, I will shut up. But like, you keep saying it, but you know, I'm getting mad because you're literally, I'm like,
you keep repeating it.
You keep repeating it. And at this point, I feel like you're saying it as a matter of like, I'm a dog.
And
you know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and that's why I was like,
saying that's what she was doing. We do things
Right.
unintentionally.
And I don't think that's what she was doing.
And if you're not used to that discipline of that house or staying the night, know them like that.
And so
it's like you wouldn't know that.
Yeah. I remember when we got to where we're going, because of all places, we were going to church. When this happened, we on our way to church.
Why is it always
church? So like we got out of the car, she stormed into the church.
Maybe she was going through
I don't know. My homeboy grabbed me. I was like, look, bro. I said, I don't. He said, you should. He's like, he said, dude, you should have shut up. I said, bro, first of all, I was not disrespectful to your mom.
Yeah.
Like understand. So you know my parents.
Yeah.
I was not being disrespectful to your mom. And so like I literally had to go through this and explain to my mom what happened. Like, no, mom, I need you to understand. I went to her before his mom went to her and was like, you need to understand that this is coming.
This is what happened.
This is what happened. I'm not lying. Like she literally kept telling me to shut up, and I just kept saying, all right. Then my mom was like, well, why didn't you just stop talking? I said, you know, it didn't hit me. I thought
it required a response.
I like, you know,
I understand.
This is standard conversation. You know what I mean? I said, I wasn't sitting over there trying to be like, yeah, whatever. Haha, last laugh, jokes on you. But yeah, so that was a moment in time, one of numerous moments in time where my talking might have got me in some trouble. And so, but what about you? As a child, like I got more stories, but it's two of us. So
no, I was more hyper.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I was more. So everything I am now, which I'm an overthinker. And I'm constantly, what do we got to do? I got to
Yeah.
do this. I have a huge calendar upstairs. Like I am a list person, but I was hyper, and always busy. Still am. And so I guess I think me as a kid, well, I was painfully shy.
Okay.
So I hated being in front of people. I hated being on a stage. I hated that stuff. I was the artist that wanted to be in the background, and reading. My mom would find me in a corner reading all
Really?
my books for the 30th, 40th, 50th time. A lot of times in the closet. I would be hidden
Really?
in a closet. Don't bother me. I'm in my safe, like I'm in my corner. I wanted to be in the corner. I had, glasses. Like I was a nerd. And
Really?
I was proud of it. I was on a fast track to Stanford. Like I believed in school. Everything I did was,
This is what's happening.
I was a nerd.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
though.
I loved being a
You know,
nerd.
If you guys ain't
and
seen
I
our
was-
podcast on nerding, we have nothing wrong
No.
with. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd.
But I was an
whatsoever.
artist, and had wonderful, was in school for art. And I think my father used to sit there and felt like I didn't talk enough.
Really?
And so my father was a salesman at one point in his life. So he would school me on things and how to not be shy. And I think that's why they put me in pageants. I really do.
Okay.
So that I could learn how to talk in front of a crowd, so I could learn how to talk to people. I was in finishing school twice. 'Cause it didn't take the first time.
No, okay. I was like, we'll see.
Um,
We'll see a little about. Let's see you on down the line.
We'll do it again. We'll
Yeah.
revisit it in
Yeah,
like
we'll-
10
yeah,
years,
yeah,
because
yeah,
when she
yeah.
hits teenager, she ain't gonna remember anything. And yeah, I learned how to the highest compliment, as far as I'm concerned, in my house would have been from my father saying you could sell ice to an Eskimo. Kind of
Really?
like, yeah. And
that's kind of like
so,
my shoes
yep.
comment, huh?
I was very persistent, though. I will say that. I think that's different. So Pizza Hut was new when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's back when pizza was
And
the bomb.
I remember jumping into my father's arms at like 3. And what do you want for dinner? And having like, this is like Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving.
Really?
I want pizza. I was 3. I remember being at my grandfather's house and going through, and then daddy got home and I was like, I want pizza. Pizza. I have had a pizza of infatuation.
Ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
she loves when
I
I say, hey, you
do.
want to just order a pizza? It's like,
I said
I
it
am
to
okay
you
with
last
that.
night. We were having all these issues, and I had
Yeah.
a migraine, of course, again. And I said, baby, because at first I just wanted breakfast, but then
Yeah.
you were like, I said we could just order a pizza. You don't have to do anything, because I
Yeah.
can't do anything. And you were like, pizza it is. And I was like, yes, the 3-year-old in me wins. But yeah, I don't know that I'm much different. That's what I'm kind of getting at. I think I'm still me. I'm still the artist.
Yeah.
You
You are definitely still the artist.
Yeah.
You guys, a lot of the art that you
I
guys,
finished the book.
well, first of all of the art you see behind us, it was done by her. And she just finished the illustrations for her new book
Yes.
coming out.
And so my brain is like detoxing right
wow,
now.
but it's gonna be awesome. I
But
got to see her and watch it
as
all.
a kid, I think I was funnier. I used to draw. Can't believe I'm gonna tell everybody this. I used to draw faces on my toes. And I was limber.
Faces on your toes.
I was tall and thin and limber. And I would draw faces on each toe,
okay.
on the ball of them. And I would draw them. I would put them on there, and then I would bring my foot up. And I was so limber I could bring my foot up to my face.
Really?
And I would talk to them. And people would go insane with laughter.
I mean, that is. But even
I
now,
was
you
the
gotta be
comedian.
you gotta see the the humor
But
in
I
that.
was the comedian. I was the one. I just wanted everybody to laugh, and I was a clown.
And that's where we always had something in common.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always the comedian. That I loved the same thing.
Yeah.
So I loved to make people laugh. My wife busts a few guts quite a few times. quite often you may have seen on this podcast.
Oh
what
my
she,
God,
what she
the
likes in
man.
my experience.
It's not just for the podcast though.
I know.
Like he
See,
genuinely
yeah,
is like this
see,
during the day, and I
yeah,
just look at him and I start
yeah.
crying with laughter.
Yeah, so but here's the thing. A lot of times I don't be trying to make people laugh. They'd be like laughing. I'm like, oh, that was
That's
the-
me. Yeah.
so, but I can say that, but even as a child, I was very shy. At the same
Yeah,
time,
I
I
was
was
too.
very, very, very
and,
shy.
and we have that comedy streak in us. Like
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
want people to
Mhm,
laugh, and we want them
mhm.
to be happy, and we want them to be loved and healthy. And I think that I don't know where that comes from, but it always stems from being a child
Yeah.
and wanting that laugh, not for self-fulfillment.
Yeah.
It's to let us know that we're making people happy.
Yeah.
So it's a people-pleasing thing.
It is, but it's in at the same time, it's just something about being able to, somebody's down,
Yeah.
and being able to make these people like crack a smile or something like that and just go from there.
It's true. I was always, and I see that in you now because I know it in myself.
Yeah.
And so, but being a kid, I have to say this, like looking back, I get teary-eyed.
Why?
It didn't matter how hard our life was or how poor we were.
Yeah, of course.
I am privileged and I
Mhm.
know it. I had a great childhood. I don't mean to get emotional about it,
Hey, it's all right, baby. It's all right. Mm-hmm.
but I had a dad that would go buy music instruments and
Mhm.
try to teach us something new. And I think right now with the world and the state
Yeah.
we're in,
Yeah.
I miss that being
Just
a
this-
kid
Yeah.
and knowing that all I had to do was do my homework, clean, because cleaning was huge
Yeah.
on Saturdays.
Yeah, because yours was
Woo.
Saturdays, mine was Sundays.
Ours was,
Is
well,
it-
we went to church on Sunday. You went to church
I
on
went to
Saturday.
church on Saturday, yeah.
So like, we did what we were told. There were parts of it that it was hard for me. I hated being in front of people, and we did have to do performances and things like that because my father was convinced we were like the Jackson 5. I swear to God,
Okay.
he knew we were gonna make it big.
Mhm.
And my mother helped coach us and shape us, but it really is just to bring out that my family was about your talent.
Mhm.
And what can you contribute to
Yeah.
society?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's hard because it just doesn't seem like anybody's doing that right now. And we're trying. We
Yeah.
want to do that with this. We
Yeah,
want
yeah,
people to
that's-
come on and be like,
Yeah.
hey,
That's what I'm doing.
this is what I'm
This is what I'm
trying to
doing.
do.
And that's the thing, about DM1's podcast.
I
We
cry
told
like a little bitch.
yeah,
Suck it up.
No, baby, you all
Oh,
right.
Got the gunny in me. I'm like,
baby, please, come on, you still my lady.
I just,
Mm,
we had a great childhood, and
Yeah.
I hate that some people didn't. And I'm sorry they didn't,
Yeah.
but
but at the same time,
the 70s were great
Yeah.
to be a kid, and so were the 80s.
yeah. Thank you for that one.
You're
80s,
welcome.
that's when I came along. Whatever.
You're welcome.
but I will say when it comes to that though, I have to 100% agree. Back then it just seems like you were always outside. You were always
Oh, man.
back in the day. It was like, look, you're always inventing. Can't tell you how many
Yes.
times when I was younger,
You're making
I
it-
made the paper airplanes that never flew.
Oh,
I mean, you
I
threw them
used
and it
to
was
make
like
so many paper
mine-
airplanes.
mine always. And that's how it went.
Oh,
And then of course along came the jet fighters. I call them the
Oh,
jet fighters.
sure.
First you got the ones that you fold
Yeah.
and then you fold again.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, sweet. Then apparently somebody decides, guess what I can do? If you fold it this way and then you make little winglets and this and this and that, and they throw and it just glides all over. You like,
Oh man,
what?
I
But
know, right?
between that and did y'all do pencil popping?
What does that mean?
Pencil pop, like you hold a pencil and somebody, boom, like tries to pop the pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about? Oh, I don't know if how about strawberry patches? You remember
I don't,
that?
I don't know what that is.
You don't remember strawberry field
What?
on your arm?
Uh,
Well, I don't think that's what it's called. Well,
Mm.
no, the other one was called, and I'm sorry, please forgive me, but this is what it was
The
called
I-burn?
in the 80s. The Indian burn.
yeah, the eye burn. I tried to,
Eye burn.
That's-
I'm sorry, I was thinking about your eye.
yeah, no, but that's what it used to be called. It used
But
to be
then
called
the
that.
strawberry patch. And,
Yeah.
and you would go through a field and you were raking the forearm
Mhm.
and you'd rake it and then you'd pinch the person. And by the time, if you did it correctly, by the time you were done, they had little red dots all over 'em.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah. That was
I
good
never,
times.
I never had those. I mean,
Well, and you're thinking about the pencil, but ours sometimes was the ruler. Like the ruler.
really, y'all would do
was
the rulers? Oh no, we had
especially the
straight
plastic
pencils.
ones.
We used to go through so many pencils. Like, my mom like, what is going? Why do you continuously need pencils? Because I used to write really hard because I wrote left-handed. I really had a hard time writing.
Right.
So like my hands were really sweaty. So whenever I would write, it would smear all over the page because my fingers were always like sweaty. And so like seriously, I used to go through numerous pens trying to find a pen that wouldn't.
Okay, but I have a question then.
Yeah.
That brings me to school, which begs this: how or did you guys? Was it mandatory for you guys to have book covers? And if you did, what kind did you have?
Never had book covers. Well,
Did you have
no,
to?
excuse me. I've had book covers, but we didn't have to. Like I've had them
okay.
like I
So
saw
it
them
was
like, hey, what is this?
mandatory for us.
No, we
to
never
have
had.
book
We
covers.
never.
Every school I went to.
Mm-mm.
So we did my parents always saved the paper bags. We didn't have plastic.
Yeah.
We had paper bags, and especially right before school started.
Mm.
So my brother and sister taught me how to fold the book cover.
Okay.
And man, I still have one book cover. I still have one book cover, and I still have my binder cover.
Really?
From like 1989.
Wow, you
and it
went
has
back.
Tears for Fears lyrics on it. It has bitch on it as a bitch. Bitch is a bitch on it. The lyrics. I love lyrics. Doodles. Poetry I would write.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My big thing was Trapper Keepers.
Guess what? I have to say this. They have them at Walmart.
Really?
An actual Trapper Keeper. I saw it the other day.
Look out, Walmart. Here we come, bro.
Wanted
That's all I can really say.
My instincts was like, I need a Trapper Keeper. And I'm like, Misty, you're 45.
Yeah, I can say
you don't need a Trapper Keeper.
I mean, but as a child though, I mean, both of us, it seemed like we were shy but active at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We were shy when it came to certain things. It's weird because I was shy when it came to confrontation when I was younger. Like way
I was completely
younger.
opposite.
You know what I mean? And so my thing was, I was like, oh, I don't want. I would be thinking about like, look, well, if I do snap like this, it's gonna hurt this person's feelings.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of times I would just let them do their thing, and I'm like, because then when I would snap, and same thing now, when I do snap, it's like, what's his problem?
Well, yeah. So I would snap,
Mm-hmm.
and people would pay attention. They became fearful.
Mm-hmm.
It never occurred to me that I could hurt someone, because if I snap, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. I'm a Libra. I've already weighed out your options. You're wrong. I've judge, jury, execution. You're wrong. And but as I got older, so here's that funny thing.
Okay.
People would be afraid and laugh, not because of that nervous laugh, but it's because and my son still calls me Medea. He's like, you don't know how funny you are when you snap, because I start wilding out. I start, you're ready. I start going for it and telling people about themselves, but in such a way that it makes them like, that's funny. Should I laugh? But if I laugh, she's gonna kill me.
Exactly. And it's like, you got to think too, when we were younger, a lot of things that we could say that was so offensive then is just like, now, what I'm saying? But still,
that's hard too, because it's still offensive to us.
Yeah, but we
were
still
taught it was offensive.
Yeah, but our offensive nature has evolved too. So we gotten way worse.
Well, we're definitely, we're definitely not shy anymore.
No, definitely not shy.
No,
you can ask our children about that one.
No,
or anybody else that tries to run up on us. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But
go ahead.
No, all I was gonna do is elaborate one more time about me getting yelled at for just saying all right.
I have so much to say, and when we end this podcast,
it was funny because
how is that funny?
As I look back, it's funny because I can understand why she was getting pissed. At first, I couldn't, hey, no, I said all right, and that's it. But as it kept building and building,
you can see.
Yes, because have you guys ever seen Pulp Fiction? like in Pulp Fiction when Samuel Jackson was telling that guy, and the guy kept saying what? And he was like, "Does he look like a bitch?"
Say what?
And he
One
was
more
like-
time.
And he was like, "Does he look like a bitch?" I was like, "What? Does he look like a bitch? What?" And he was like, "Say what? One more time. I double dare you." That's how I
Yeah.
got in the car.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, say one more word. I am not kidding. I will pull over and you will get out. This is how mad that she had gotten. And you know, me being me, I was like, so don't say what. Then I was like, okay.
Okay.
Which of course would just throw it, just threw her over the edge. And by that point, I know she's mad. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna be talking to my mom about this, but I'm still just now. I'm literally not shedding up just out of principle now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't make any sense. But stuff happens. You know what I mean?
But what I mean, I love this topic because there's so much talk about it. And you guys, if you want to trip down our nostalgia, go back to toys.
Yeah. Oh,
Like there's
Lord.
an episode we did on like childhood toys.
Oh yeah, go back to toys. Go back to
And
toys.
it's from like May.
Mm,
And it talks about Star Wars toys
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and all that stuff. Like,
yeah.
you
but-
know, we're like any other kid that grew up in the 70s and
Of
80s.
course.
We loved in the
Yeah.
early, well,
I was all about
early
them
90s.
Transformers.
I was
So yeah.
raising a family.
But-
This is why I'm in the
Yeah.
fabulous over 40
Yeah, so
contest.
whatever, but that's all right. She's gonna be fabulous the whole time. But you know, as the one thing we can both say that regardless of how we were as a child, you know, I said it molded us to who we are today.
Because we
Yeah,
were
and-
allowed to
and
be,
we were-
no matter how strict our parents
Mhm.
were. And trust me when I say my family was strict and so was yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
My mother, whew,
Mhm.
she still scares me. And your mother does too.
Yeah.
Scares you.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and laugh because I'm like, yep, that's
Mm.
his butt, not mine.
Yeah.
But no matter how, you know, strict it was amazing. And we were allowed to grow up to be the people we needed to be and who we are. And any of you that are listening out there with kids,
Yeah.
let them
Duh.
be them.
Yeah.
Teach them right from wrong. Teach
Yeah.
them manners. Let's go old school. Teach them some freaking manners.
Yeah.
How about that? Teach them how to talk to people. Make them do things that are uncomfortable. Again, I had to be in pageants. I hated every minute of
Mhm.
it, but now I get it. I wouldn't, you know,
Yeah.
and now I'm in one.
Yep.
But
But
it's funny how that shit
Yeah,
happens.
it is. But
But
we
you
can
let
also
them be them.
yeah, we can also say this, you know, let your kids be your kids, but be a guiding light. That doesn't mean let them
Absolutely.
that doesn't mean let them walk all over you.
'Cause
You know, discipline is gonna be
And it says
That's
in
what it has to be.
Proverbs,
Mhm.
and everybody quotes it. It says in Proverbs.
spirit of wise sport child.
No, well,
oh,
that too.
oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, it does, and that's
Mhm.
true. But train a child in the way that they will go and they will return. And everybody is like, see, raise your kid with God and they'll come back to God. Okay, what about raise your kid to be who they are and they will always come back to you?
Facts.
And that's what it comes
That's
down
what it comes
to.
down to.
That's what it comes down
Yeah.
to. Let them be them.
Truth.
Let them explore who that
Hey,
is,
Look,
and they'll be okay.
truth. We don't have all the answers. We don't claim to have
No.
them all. You know what I'm saying?
I got a little
I could-
nostalgic and
but it's okay.
weepy.
But that's what it's about, because we're talking about us as our childhood. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we think about those things, and it's okay. I mean, if you're listening to it and you can think about some things in your childhood, you're like, yeah, you know, I remember that. That's a strong emotion. It's okay. It's all
It
right. That's what it
is.
is. That is. We're not apologizing for it. Y'all know the 3 things that we got to say on it.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, we're not apologizing for it. But look, anything else on it, baby?
No.
Okay. That's our show for us as childs, that's not a word. Us as
Well,
children.
it depends on where you come from.
Us
Where
as
you come
childs.
from, it's a word.
Yeah. You better get them childs out there.
Hello,
Chillins.
Mr. Alabama.
About chillins. Y'all better get them little chillin' about it there. I'm telling you, like, hey,
Vote
that's-
for Misty.
yeah.
DMWattsPodcast.com.
You guys vote for Misty. We flashing the link right now. You guys make sure you vote for Misty. DMWattsPodcast.com. You guys know that's where you can find us and where you can find all of our episodes, where we stream all across Doge to the Moon, AMC to the Moon, and we are part of the Sheba Army. So signing off for another DM Watts podcast. I am Davey,
I'm Misty.
and you guys, please take it easy out there.